Who doesn't love a bold red lip? In this look, this dark wine shade is a star of the show. And paired with simple but warm eyes, this look is one of my go-tos for fall. If you'd like to see how I got it, then go ahead and keep on watching. I'm starting off by taking care of my lips, and I'm going in with this e.l.f. lip exfoliator and just really making sure that my lips are nice and smooth before we go in with lipstick. This is important when you're doing a look like this because dark lipstick can tend to emphasize dryness and look patchy if your lips aren't smooth. Now just apply your favorite lip balm so that it has time to sink into your lips and really hydrate them while you're doing the rest of your makeup. I've already primed my face with Benefit's Porefessional Primer, and the foundation that I'm using today is the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation. I love to use this foundation when I really want that porcelain finish to my skin. This is a super full coverage foundation, so I'm only using about 1.5 pumps and just buffing that in with my Sigma F80. For my under eyes, I'm using my tried and true combo, and the first is my Maybelline Age Rewind in the shade Brightener. Then I'm layering on my MAC Prolongwear in the shade NW15. Taking whatever's left over on the back of my hand, I just applied that to my chin, the bridge of my nose, and then the center of my forehead. I'm just going to be blending that out with a damp beauty blender. To set my under eyes, I'm going in with MAC's Pro Shaping Powder in the shade Emphasize and just a tapered highlighter, and just patting this under my under eyes so that it helps to brighten and it also makes sure that it stays in place all day long. For a setting powder, I'm using Rimmel's Stay Matte Powder, and I'm really just dusting this on the center of my face where my foundation tends to break up. Going in with Benefit's Hoola and just a large powder brush, this is the F20 from Sigma, I'm just bronzing up my skin and giving it a little bit of warmth. Taking a more precise brush, this is the F10 that I talked about in my August favorites, and that same Hoola bronzer, I'm just really carving out my cheekbones. And then I also take this just on the sides of my chin to make it look a little bit more prominent. For blush, I wanted to keep it pretty neutral and not do anything shimmery, so I'm using MAC's Melba, just applying that on the apples of my cheeks and blending that back into my bronzer. Now taking a clean stippling brush, I'm just going around the edges to make sure that everything's nice and blended and doesn't look too harsh. You know I had to add a highlighter, and this is my favorite highlighter of all time. It's Mary Loumanizer from the Balm, and I'm just hitting the tops of my cheekbones, and then I also drag just a little bit on the very tip of my nose just to make it stand out a little more. To prime my eyelids, I'm going in with NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade Ice Mocha. I'm just applying this pretty messily, as you can see, to my lids, and then I'll just blend that out with my finger. I am loving these NYX Jumbo Pencils as bases. They just have so many colors and they're so creamy. So if you have a favorite color, let me know in the comments below. Using my Amrezy palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills and a Sigma E40 brush, I'm taking the shade Caramel, which is one of my favorite shades I've ever used. It's just such a beautiful warm brown. I'm just sweeping this back and forth throughout the crease as a transition shade. It's time for Morocco. Okay, seriously, I would have bought this palette just for this shade. So I'm taking this on an E35 brush and just sweeping that back and forth throughout the crease, but really staying right in the socket and blending that in small circular motions on the outer corner just to give a little bit of depth. Taking that same fluffy brush that we started out with, I'm just going around the edges of it and blending upwards, just so we have a nice gradient effect up to our brow bone. For my lids, I'm taking the shade Topaz on a flat shader brush, just packing this all over the lid and just building that color up till I get the intensity that I want. After adding the lid shade, I lost a little bit of the depth that I wanted in the outer crease, so I'm just going back in with that E35 and adding a little bit more of the Morocco, and I'm holding my brush sideways so I can get really precisely right into that crease. Taking a flat definer brush in the shade Morocco, I'm just really hugging that lower lash line and building it up a little bit more on the outer corner and dragging it into the inner corner. Taking the shade Caramel on a pencil brush, I'm just going in and smoking out that Morocco that we have on the lower lash line. You guys know me, I love a smoked out lower lash line. Adding this Jordana shadow stick in the shade Continuous Almond into my waterline. Any nude liner will do. For mascara, I'm using this CK1 mascara and doing a couple coats on my upper lashes as well as my lower lashes. Then I'm going to be applying a pair of Ardell Wispy lashes for this look. Finishing off the eyes, I'm going in with the shade Legend. It's this beautiful golden highlight. This is really comparable to MAC's Nylon, so I'm just taking this on a small Real Techniques brush and highlighting my inner corners. And taking Vanilla on that same brush, I'm just going to highlight underneath my brow bone. I've already wiped off whatever lip balm was left on my lips, and I'm going in with this Jordana lip liner in the shade Plush Plum, and I'm very meticulously lining my lips, so really take your time with this and line those lips and then fill them in. For lipstick, I'm using MAC's Diva. It's just such a beautiful wine shade. Just apply this all over your lips. Just be very, very careful when applying this because once you get dark lipstick in the wrong place, it's hard to get it off. And now that you have your dark bold red lip, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!